Welcome, 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 ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, to Returners Hideout number 316, the first one here in the new year 2026. Oh boy, we are back. We are back after 2 weeks off. We had Christmas, we had New Year's, and now we're here back together to get some more games under our belt. A whole new year. Who knows what is in store for Final Fantasy TCG this year? What I do know is we're going to be here at the RVA Returners on Wednesdays, bringing you the usual Final Fantasy TCG Weekly. We got 8 players tonight, including us. Welcome back. And we're going to be jumping right into it. So let's see, the players, they've already been in their games for a couple minutes here. Which of these games should I watch? Okay, June versus Anthony. Let's just go to table 1 real quick. I know table 2 Richie is running a little bit late. Alright, we're jumping into this one a little late, but let's see what's going on in table 1. Sorry folks, I had took me a minute to get everything back updated and running again, man. Haven't been here, haven't done the stream in a couple weeks. Alright, let's transition in. Oh my goodness, we got a mono v mono here. It looks like mono lightning up top versus mono fire on the bottom. Okay. Let me go ahead and dupe the old names up here. So on the left we have, or on the bottom and on the left, we've got Anthony. And then up top we've got June. Okay, there we go. Okay, so we got a mono fire deck here. It's been a minute since we've seen these mono decks. There's just been so many great payoffs and reasons to go into a couple different colors, but you know, the consistency of a mono deck is always nice. And there are these payoffs that exist in each of these colors, like the Mont, Leonis Limit Break, and Fire, and the X-Death and Lightning that are really interesting. On top of the bonus you're getting from the consistency, you're also just getting some of these powerful kind of mono synergy cards. Looks like we've got a Final Fantasy 14 heavy, if not just the Scions lean up here up top. And on the bottom, it does look like it's pretty standard mono part. Like we've got the Type 0 backup engine, just because it is a 4-drop backup that can search 2 different 2-drops here. Princess Goblin, not really giving away too much so far, but it does look like, yeah, Terra is in here. Terra and Zidane, and knowing Anthony, so this is Anthony playing this deck. I've seen a couple versions of Mono Fire from him over the years that are only playing Terra and Zidane as forwards in the deck. I mean, obviously you can animate Phoenix and stuff, Phoenix into, obviously you can animate this into a forward, right? But as far as actual, just straight up forwards, I think it's just Terra and Zidane, and those are actually his 2 targets he wants to hit with the Mont Leonis, so it works out just fine. So, Alize attacks. We do animate the Phoenix to block, which we had to see coming, so maybe we just were looking to play a second Alize here. Maybe it's our next best. Yeah, so Orion is at 0-5. We have something that kills the damage guy. The Phoenix is jumping all over the field because Anthony thinks he's not long for this world. Arden is going to enter the field. Arden, of course, our spoiler last set. Very cool. When a forward opponent controls put from the break zone, reveal the top card of the deck. If it's lightning, we add it to our hands. So we are responding here from Anthony. We're probably going to kill the Arden, which will prevent it from getting that effect. So yeah, we are going to kill Arden with the 1 CP Ifrit. We will overpay for that. But since we do still have 5 fire characters in play when the Ifrit is cast, it is 10k, so we'll kill the Arden. Then Arden does kill the Phoenix, but we don't get to draw that extra card off of it. So it feels a little bad because June pays 5 So taps all the back, pitches a card, pays 7, sorry, for Arden, but it also has to trade the Alizé into, so it was a little bit messy to get rid of that Phoenix. However, we did scrape that monster off the field in a color that doesn't have super easy incidental access to monster removal like a lot of other elements do. Oh, we are seeing another forward here, just kind of winking at us from the discard pile on Anthony's side of the table. There is also a Susano there. Been a while since we've seen this gentleman. Wish I could enter the bracket. I just got home from work from Nova FFCCG. Hey man, sorry. Yeah, it's tough. It's one of those things, right, where it's like I wish I could let everybody play or just add everybody in, but then, you know, even if I put you in like a round 1 loss, and then I'm like creating a bye, and then I'm making like somebody else gets to not play a game next round because if I had a bye this round and I could just throw you into a game against the person who is sitting not playing or something, or if somebody drops after this round, like, I mean, I let you know, feel free to hang around, but I want to be fair to the people who, you know, were here and on time. And I don't mean that to say, like, you were late, you know, or anything like that. It's not, I get it, work and all that jazz, right? But Reeve. So we did do the play. So we've got Monleonis, Terra and Zidane, our 2 favorite. So we do also have the Eject in here too. So we do have a couple other cards. We got Terra and Zidane are our favorite plays off Monleonis, so they both come in here. What did we get with the Terra? I didn't see which we chose. Whoa, hold on. Was that Ravana, Savior of the Nash? The Savior of the Nath? Oh my god. June, what are you cooking over here? This is going to be... Dude, this is a Zalul Jah. It's got to be a Final Fantasy 14 deck. Like, where you're... The fact that you've got the Nats and the Weavers. You could probably play... What's his name, dude, right? Zalul Jah and get to the number of characters pretty easy. You got Louis Swa, you got Stinian. Oh, this is pretty cool. That's neat. Alright, man. So... Sorry guys, sneaking my bites while I can. I just about finished my dinner. Alright. We've got... You still... Oh, we're just going to the 7 here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. No, we're at 6, so we still have a chance. But we do see the Ishtola. We see there he is, Zoralja. I don't know which Jaw I said earlier, but this is the guy I meant. This is the dude I meant. Old Zoralja here. If you control 4 or more Category 14 characters, he does include himself. He gains plus 2k in haste, and when he attacks, you choose a forward the opponent controls and break it. At damage 5, he gets to choose a forward opponent controls and break it when he attacks again. So this dude's just slaughtering people out here, left and right. Once you meet his conditions, 3 CP 9k haste that attacks and breaks 2 guys is really good. You just need to have 3 Final Fantasy 14 characters in play already, and guess what? The Nath, the Weaver, and the Louis Swab means we do. So if we got to a Zoralja in our hand, we might have a little cooking to do here. Oh, we got Grahatia. That's pretty good because he can get him. He's also another. Oh no, Scion. He gets a Scion out of 14 forward. We are gonna Amaterasu the Graha maybe here. Although he would survive it. Looks like we're thinking about it though from Anthony's side of the table. He's saying X equals. Okay. So June's saying X equals 2, and he says okay. June's gonna have to be careful. I mean, she's got this cool Wuklamot hanging out in her deck, though. Also, this Earth. Reduced by 1 for each Category 14 character you control. We've got quite a few of them. The Wuklamot attacks, select one of the 2 following actions. Use a backup, cost 4 more, break it, reveal the top card of your deck if it is a 14 character, add it to your hand. Jar Jar Bunks. Who's a Jar Jar? Misa. Misa. Zande. Oh, Galul Jaja Binks. Zarul Ja. So we do have the Zande. We were talking about this guy earlier. This is probably going to see the Amaterasu come out of the hand, and there it is, of course. But, man, this guy's pretty neat in a Mono Lightning deck. Oh, we actually do have 8, we have 8 characters, so he's only canceling one of these 2 abilities. When he enters the field, choose a forward opponent controls. You control 4 more lightning characters, break it. Choose a forward in your break zone if you control 8 or more lightning characters played on the field. So he's saying he's going to Amaterasu the first, probably, which is breaking the forward. And then he's going to ping it with the Mitsuki to kill the Zande. So then you don't control 8 or more lightning characters for Zande's condition, and so it does not play the forward onto the field. So good counterplay there of the Zande by Anthony. Salamander coming down here. Salamander getting the additional cost. We're removing those cards from the game, so that's going to be 7,000 damage to all the forwards opponent controls. Graha, of course, has the pump, so he's got 3k remaining. And we're going to play Citra to get back Ifrit. And it looks like we are going to Ifrit to finish off the Grahatia. And then we are going to just clean across the finish line there with Jekt, and that is damage 7. Mono Lightning versus Mono Fire, guys. Very cool. Not what I expected to see the first round today, but it'll be interesting to see how these guys do. I like this angle. I wish we could have seen Zoralja come out and just do his scary thing, because this is a really cool card, and I think the setup for it is it's not too many things that you have to have down because he counts himself. Just the 3 other 14 characters, and there's a lot of backup options. So seeing this Mono Lightning build with the options that they have here was neat. Alright, moving on. We've got another table. We've got a couple other tables going here. Looks like, I think, Kurt and Richie's finally started up. We could go poke our heads in there. How far along is that one? They're cruising. So we might save this one. Alright, let's see. Table 4. Oh, it won't let me in. Let me in! Is this broken or something? Is this room not real? Maybe the room isn't real. Oh, it looks like the room's not real. Let me exit there. You just finished at 4. Okay, cool. You've got 2 and 3. We poke our heads in. 3? Captain Cauliflower with the prime, thank you very much. The kids with the broccoli haircuts. You know it. What do we got? Oh, we got a lot of green cards over here. It looks like a mono win, guys. So far we've got 3 of our 6 elements checked off for mono decks tonight, which is kind of funny how that happens, huh? Let's see here. Chris. Alright, is this... Wait, this is mono ice? Okay, no, I see a water card. Okay, because I was gonna say, if this is mono ice, mono wind, mono fire, mono lightning, what the hell is going on? Oh no, and look, he's stealing these water cards from his opponent too. These must be Zidane cards. You see the thief himself sitting there on the table, the classic mono wind. Oh my god, he gets to play Kraken. That's kind of gross. Another cost. The capacity summons of monsters is reduced by 1. Most of them are already 1, which is kind of funny. Remove his backup from the game. Yeah, pretty gross. And then the Luso. Cast 7. Well, so that'll kill the Renoa for sure, but then you need a little extra juice to kill the Seymour, but I think it looks like we are chilling. Attacking with Zidane, we reveal a Kalmia. The Seymour does have 8,000 damage on him, so he has 1,000 left, so he's able to just block somebody here, but it looks like we're going to let as many things through as we can, and we are not going to get any help from our damage zone. In fact, it looks like we've got 2 Malboros, 2 Shantotos, and no prayer. So our damage zone's not helping us at all in this situation. Our opponent has got a massive board, and we are in a color combination that is really bad at resetting something like this, especially for 4 CP with 1 card in hand, right? So sorry to point the eye of Sauron at this game for you, Brendan, because it seems like we got here right as Chris was popping off. It's a good time for me to go in and put in some results. So let's see, we've got Table 1, Anthony 7, June 1. Table 4, Greg got a 7-0 over Logan. 7-2 here for Chris. Alright, so that means we've got table 2 left to go look at. Let's peek. Alright, popping over here. We've got, we got Final Fantasy 8 going on up here, but it looks like we've got a lightning, wind, fire lean. We're using wind, Fujin. We've got clouded air through here. Interesting. Oh, it just fell out of my pocket. My phone. There it goes. Cauliflower on the YouTube side saying, just finished up at locals. Been on Final Fantasy 8. Lots of fun. You played against Mono Win. How'd that go? I played Final Fantasy 8 at locals last night. I did not have as much fun. But the deck has some pretty wild lines that it can do. And there's a lot of different ways to play it. FF8's my favorite deck. Hey, there you go. Yeah, it did not go so well for me last night. My only win was against the other FF8 player in the last round at the bottom table. but you know what? We were having a good time. We were having a good time. It's okay. The week before I played dancers at locals, so you know, every once in a while I gotta play something fun, right? Something just, well, I mean, not that I don't have fun playing dancers, but I don't necessarily think people always have fun playing against it. We've got old Seymour coming down again. Speaking of a fun card, here comes Seymour. And this fire ice. What did I just hit the transition again? There you go. You got. I hit the enter key while we were already on the scene. We get the double transition. We've got old Seymour here, old smarmy Seymour. We've been talking about this guy. Of course, he's been the talk of the town ever since we've started playing with Opus 27 here. He is going to choose the 2 characters to dull and freeze, and probably get a discard out of hand. It seems to be usually the modes we go for. Yes, so we do take Richie down to 0, so of course it's going to be that discard. We do attack, and Bart's is the EX, which activates all characters we control, which is kind of funny. It does undo the dull freeze from Seymour, and gets Cloud and Aerith right back up on their feet. Kurt saying in chat, well, that backfired spectacularly. We got Call, dude, one of these new warrior bagos. He works a lot like that, like the standard unit Dragoon backup. You can just crack this guy, put him in the break zone, choose a warrior in the break zone, and add it to your hand. Richie plays Light Squall. Hey, if you were at a pre-release in Opus, what, 16? 18, you'd have picked up a Squall who costs 2 less if there's 2 Final Fantasy 8 characters in play, which of course there are 4. When he enters the field, he dulls and freezes forward, so we're going to dull freeze the Seymour. And he also does that when he attacks. So you went 6-0, dude. Hell yeah. There you go. Crushed it. Now we've got Ish. Not to be confused with Ash or Y'shtola, this is just Yish. When Yish, a job warrior or card name warrior, enters your field, choose a forward opponent controls, dull it, and freeze it. So it is only forward, it's not quite as heinous as Laswell's crimes, but it is pretty good to pair it up with that similar effect. And then, of course, when it enters the field, you also reveal the top 3 cards of your deck, add a warrior among them to your hand, and return the other cards to the bottom of your deck in any order. So we got Yish's, we got a warrior Laswell type thing here. 4-letter name that's compensated by a job so long it barely fits in the text box. Yeah, it is certainly a choice to, like... So the thing is, like, I don't think that the Kingdom of Elmont Soldier matters at all, right? So why not just make them warriors? Why make these cards look so ugly? They probably don't look so ugly in Japanese, right? They probably are two clean little, like some kanji for Kingdom of Elmont Soldier, and then... But I don't know, man. This just looks like shit. It's just sloppy. Hidea is going to come down and she's going to Witch Slap Yish here, so we're going to send her to the discard pile, and looks like Cypher is going to be attacking. He's of course got haste thanks to Raijin, but he's ready to just light him up. So we're going to kill Seymour with that on attack. Cloud is going to turn sideways. Things are looking really good for the Final Fantasy VIII deck here. And I'm kind of this Gwendoline is very interesting for Richie. We do have the Renoa as well. I didn't even see that she came down for free last turn, so she probably came down to add the Hidea to our hand, and then Hidea gets Cypher, and then Cypher. Yeah, it's all just... It can combo very nicely together when you get the items in the right order. Alright, well, things are looking dire for Fire Ice. They're looking dire for Fire, folks. We're going to need a board wipe. The color combination doesn't have access to them, but I don't know. It's unlikely that we've got a full wipe, and more likely that we have, you know, incremental value from things like Titus, Axstar, Ifrit, etc. That we're a little late to start applying to this position, right? We're a little bit behind the 8 ball there. We're going to need to basically find a miracle. Let's find a Shinryu. If we had a light Shinryu, that might do it. I mean, Axstar is going to buy us time, right? So it's not the worst thing. He's in fact going to dull freeze everything except for the Cypher here. Then Ward is going to be able to come in, and he's going to be able to deal his... I think you can actually just kill this Cypher right now, can't you? With the Ward. We're going to shoot the Cypher for 7. There's no buff showing. We don't have that selfie out because the selfie backup is here. Cypher does get first strike during your turn and haste at all times thanks to these backups. However, he himself does not have any buffs going on right now. So Ward is going to blast the Cypher off the Axstar. So that was actually really strong as far as buying a turn, but I still think we're in a little bit of trouble. Why is Squall dead? Oh, we're gonna... Sorry. He said Ward blast Cypher, and then he targets the Squall with the Axstar. I was just like, how does Ward kill both of them? But they were resolving the Axstar immediately after that, and I just didn't see them talk about who Axstar was killing. So, looks like he chose Squall. Ixion going to damage is kind of funny, because that would have been a godlike top deck for Richie. Going to play Terra. Oh, this is a Wind and Lightning deck, which is kind of neat. We are going to find Irvine and play him. Wow, that was neat. That was neat as hell. Play the Irvine Dull Terra to 8k Axstar. Man, that was neat, dude. I really like this card, but my luck is ass, dude. I've been playing a Fire Wind deck, and I keep not even hitting 2. You know, I never get 2 cards with this thing ever. But it's still a fun card to play. You still play and get a card added to your hand, and then usually kill something with a really efficient follow-up. What does this button do? Oh my goodness, Kato, 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 Kato. You actually press the button, the hydrate button, which makes me drink my water. But more often what it does is it makes me realize that my water bottle is empty, like it is right now. And then I get up and I go fill this thing to the brim with water. And so thanks to you guys pushing this silly, I know it seems silly, but really, it does make me go fill this thing with water and drink it. So it is directly beneficial and healthy. Hit you with a door squeak? Alright, I got you. I don't know. Coming right up, we got the squeak. I don't know how squeaky it gets on the stream, but I'm sure, you know, we do play music though, so you got some background. Here it comes, here it comes. Oh yeah. Okay, we're back. We're back. I've been hovering over this Terra. I hope I didn't block any exciting action. I did. I blocked the end of the game. Yikes. Well, it's over! Alright. Means we're getting ready for the next round. Let me put my water. And hydrate to chat. Thank you, chat. Taking a big gulp. Now that's some high quality H2O. We're pairing the next round. You know what I'm saying? Just a little. Little Tifa fans in the house. Alright, we got a little round 2 pairings coming right up. Oh, we're in a vibe. We're grooving. Alright, here we go. Richie, we saw that one was what, 7-4. Kurt. Final Fantasy 8 fans eating good tonight. That was a cool build from Richie. I can't wait to see a little bit more of that. Alright, next round. We've got Greg versus Richie, Chris versus Anthony, June versus Brennan, and Logan versus Kurt. So you know what? Let's watch table 1. Let's watch Greg versus Richie because we have not... We've not seen what Greg is up to yet tonight. Let me get these pairings up for the players. Oh! Alright, we are ready for round 2. We've got Greg versus Richie, table 1. That's where we're going to go. Chris versus Anthony at table 2. That's a pretty good one as well. And then we've got June versus Brendan, Logan versus Kurt. So table 2 is actually going to be Mono Fire versus Mono Wind, which it can be quite interesting. I wonder, that one might be a little attrition-y. Actually might be a really interesting one to watch. As much as I would like to see what Greg is up to this week. Maybe we use the RVA Returner's patented picture-in-picture technology. It's been a while since we've used such advanced tech on the weekly, but we do have the power to view multiple matches. Alright, looks like all the tables are popping up. Oh my god, it's literally called RVA Table 2. Sorry, Chris, I'm playing Fire. That's to be fair, that's about how I thought it might go too. So maybe we'll just watch Table 1. Yeah, Mono Fire, Mono Wind, usually not good for the Mono Wind player, unfortunately for them. But I was curious, I don't know. Chris is a good player, and Mono Wind has got some new and different tools. Alright. Loading it up. Come on, table 1. Table 1 is in limbo right now. Hey everybody, Happy New Year, by the way. If you're just joining us for the first time, you didn't catch me earlier. When we started, this is our first time back in a couple weeks. We were out for Christmas, we were out for New Year's, so Happy New Year, welcome back, folks. We don't know what is in store for the competitive season this year, but you know that you're going to be able to find us here Wednesday nights, running these events until they turn off the lights, you know. We'll see what's what. If they, as long as we're still doing some Final Fantasy stuff this year, I know we've got the Winter Cup coming up. I will see you there. We're also hoping to host, we're looking at some dates. I've got some interested weekends, or some weekends the store is interested in, us interested weekends. We're going to be doing something here as well in Raleigh, because we still, I mean, the whole reason we started getting Winter Cups because we were already running large off-season events for ourselves, because we want to play some cards here in Raleigh, man. So we will definitely be running something. Please stay tuned. We'll let you know as soon as I've got a weekend picked out and confirmed with the store. But we'll probably do the next of our Esper Series events. And yeah, it'll be a good time. So look forward to that. At the very least, we're going to have that event, and we're going to have the Winter Cup coming up this year. And then as far as the actual competitive season, who knows? Looking forward to hopefully hearing something soon. But in the meantime, we'll be here. We'll be jamming. We'll be having fun. I saw that they put out the news about that next set. That Titus art is gorgeous, first of all. But second of all, that's great news. As long as they keep telling me that more sets are on the way and the dates are going to release, you know, that's a good sign. So anyway, table 1 is ready for us. Let's go over there. Let's go to table 1. And they're off to the races. And then so are we. We've got Greg on the bottom, Richie up top. Greg looks like he's on a water ice, potentially. I see the girl who forgot her name, and I see Arya. So who knows exactly what he's up to, but... oh, and Onion Knight. This might be actually just Wall 7. So let's get Greg's name in here. Oh, Wall 7. So let's talk about Wall 7. 7 cost Warrior of Light, aka Giga Wall, aka Wall 7, whatever you want to call him. You know, just don't call him late for dinner, hey. But he has been a card that since the second we read this card, we knew this was going to just be an archetype. He's been a build-around card since the day he was born. And of course, he is that 7 CV light forward that we're about to see any second here. So I'm gonna hold for applause. Basically, I'm just gonna hold so that I can hover the card and read it to you guys. There it is. So, Warrior of Light. Remember, of course, he enters the field due to your cast. You reveal the top 5 cards of your deck. You play up to 2 characters of cost 3 among them onto the field and put the others on the bottom in any order. We reveal top 5. We actually only got 2 hits here. It was Ferris and Gilgamesh, but I'll tell you what, in the world where you only get 2 hits, those 2 aren't so bad. Gilgamesh is, of course, the payoff forward for the entire deck that he gets better the more colors are in your discard pile, and you're playing this kooky rainbow deck because the Warrior of Light can just play guys of any color, and he's light himself. Then Ferris comes in, she's going to ping every forward, and then gets to deal an extra damage packet when a Warrior of Light is pinged. And since Warrior of Light is on the field already, you're going to get 2 pings off of the Ferris. Now, it's not enough to kill Squall, so we're just going to have to kill the Terra with it, which is still fine, free kill. Now Gilgamesh is out. Gilgamesh checks how many cards you have, or how many elements you have among cards in your break zone. Currently, we have Ice, Lightning, Water, and Fire, so that's 4. It is enough to give Gilgamesh haste, so Gilgamesh is going to be attacking. He has haste, first strike, and plus 1000 power. However, he does not have his other 2 abilities, which are to dull and freeze a character and to attack 3 times in the same turn while brave, which of course, if that sounds crazy, it is crazy. And that is basically the win condition that this deck is always playing towards, right? Meanwhile, on the other side of the table, we've got Final Fantasy VIII. What's the game plan here? Well, just play all the damn Final Fantasy VIII characters on the table together, and their synergies will get you there. Squall turning sideways here. He himself discounted by 2 for the fact that there were other Final Fantasy VIII characters in play. He's attacking, he's going to dull and freeze the Gilgamesh. Now this is a pretty smart play, because by dulling and freezing Gilgamesh, it prevents the Gilgamesh from just teeing off on you next turn. Even if he does get to 5 and 7 colors in the discard pile, Gilgamesh unable to attack. Squall gives himself plus 1000 power when he attacks as well, so he is able to choose a person here to trade with or free damage. We are of course going to take the trade with Ferris, leaving Warrior of Light and Gilgamesh on the table. We're going to play Bartz, who activates all the characters in play. So we pay 4 for Bartz, he activates these 2 backups. Then we're going to pay 2 for Renoa. We can play Renoa because of Sid Kramer, who says we can pay any color for category 8 cards. And then Renoa here, she gets reduced by 1 for each 8 character you have. Normally you want to play her for like 1 or free. However, you know what? It's not so bad to play her for 2 and get your next best play into your hand for next turn. So Cypher is going to get added back to hand here. Now if you're the Wall 7 deck, you've got a lot of powerful 3-drops, and you want to start leveraging the ones that, you know, your payoff is basically Lena and Gilgamesh. And then Axstar is just another powerful thing you can do that is a payoff for you having all these 3-drops in your deck. If you want to find some of these unfair things, some of these payoff cards, you just want to start taking advantage of them. The nice thing about Lena is she's going to be easy for us to cast with that water backup. Axstar is going to be a little bit harder to do something with. Oh, we actually have new Clive. And new Clive is going to enter the field, and he gets to just choose a forward remover from the game. So he's actually going to remove Ifrit from the game, our own Ifrit. So he does now have Spit Flare. And so we could just pitch another Clive from our hand to use this S ability if we wanted to, since he has copied that ability from the Ifrit in the discard. And Cypher is going to come down here. Cypher doesn't have haste yet. He is going to put 2 cards into the discard pile. It's Cloud and Ixion. Then he gets to choose a category 8 forward and add it to the hand. If we have like new Adea, but no, he doesn't have enough cards to do it anyway. It's like you could like play that and get a 2-drop and play the Raijin, but no, I think we're just playing Cypher and then passing here. If it is possible for him to add an ice card back to his hand, he could freeze his Gilgamesh again. No, oh, we actually are going to go play this Cloud. Yeah, so When Cloud enters the field, he chooses a forward of 5 or more and 4 or less and breaks them. So he's going to choose Warrior of Light and Gilgamesh. Warrior Light does have the ability to protect all of your forwards that are 3 cost or named Warrior of Light with his S ability. Let's see if we have the ultimate shield here from Greg. No, we are going to Amaterasu the Cloud instead. So we are going to discard our entire hand to prevent Cloud from killing Gilgamesh and Warrior of Light. Now, that's a little sketch, especially considering by doing that pitch, we still are hovering right at 5 colors here, actually 4 colors here. We are missing Wind, Earth, Light, Dark. We've got the other ones. So we draw for the turn. If either of the cards that we just drew are either the Warrior or Lights, there's this really tricky position where you're like, I could use them to preemptively protect my guys, attack with Gilgamesh, Dull Freeze, the Cypher, because when the Cypher attacks next turn, he's going to just start killing guys. Or if you have that self-same protection, you can just assume when that Cypher does attack next turn, you can use that protection to blow that out. And then you probably come out on top of whatever weird interaction war you're going to have with the opponent there. So we are going to play Serges out of our Limit Break deck by pitching White Tiger, which does get the Earth element into the discard pile, so we're just missing 3 now, we're up to 5. So we can, I kind of like this because, are we just dulling Cloud? Wait. Oh, yeah, I guess. We're dulling Cloud because he's a 9k, so then we can attack with Gilgamesh and Dull Freeze the Cypher, yep. Which we were just talking about, right? Like, if he does let this Cypher just attack, somebody will die. Gilgamesh will die. We take the damage to Fujin EX, which lets us search our deck for a Cypher, and then Raijin follows right along into damage the Disciplinary Committee together again. Although we'd really like to see those on the table. Alright, we got the new Terra Limit Break coming in here. So, Terra Limit Break, when she enters the field, you may pay Lightning and you may pay Fire. Depending on what you pay, you get these different abilities. If you pay Lightning, when you do so, you choose a forward, break it. If you pay Fire, when you do so, you remove all the cards of your opponent's break zone from the game. And it's interesting because it's not really a fire effect, so it's cool to see that be something the Fire can get access to from the Limit Break here. Richie just determined to have some copy of Terra on the table. Yeah, I think she's a really cool new card. Greg stops looking at the old limit break. He's trying to figure out how he's gonna get through this field because he just lost his limit break, right? Or he just lost his break zone, which is huge. Because now Gilgamesh has none of his abilities. Gilgamesh doesn't freeze anything when he attacks. He's light years away from being able to attack 3 times, and that's usually the win condition. Our opponent hasn't hit us yet, but Cypher is sitting there on the table, and things are going to start to get really sketchy really fast. He's going to turn sideways. He's going to choose a guy to die. We haven't seen any ultimate shields really come out, so Greg can have these weird turns where he plays like pseudo defensively, hopes Richie makes a couple weird attacks, and then like Cypher attacks, we ultimate shield, we block it with somebody and kill the Cypher. Like those types of things need to start happening for us here. Otherwise, Greg needs to take like a turn or 2 off and just chump out some of these attackers. The only thing that sucks about that is like it's more than just chumping people out, because the Cypher's just gonna start deleting guys. So Cypher finally gets killed by Victoria here. That's important. Cypher is the biggest threat on the other side of the table, so removing him is the right thing to do. Probably the best thing we can do. Greg only has 1 card left after that. He has a 9k cloud he has to figure out how to get through. Oh, he did get to 3 colors in his discard pile with that discard to play the Victoria though, so Gilgamesh is back to first strike and 8k, which matters. Yeah, we are gonna attack with Warrior of Light. We do chump with the Cloud for the trade. Now Gilgamesh is coming in. We're going to block with Terra. So Richie actually choosing to trade the board out there. Attacking with the Warrior of Light does, and that block does put him in the break zone, which means now there's 4 colors though, and we did get one of the tougher colors, the light color, into the break zone. So Greg is in a pretty good spot for a follow-up wall 7 here in the next turn, as long as he doesn't draw a light, an additional light card. Never mind, he can't afford it. He's 1 card short of it. He's not in a good spot at all. He needs to basically pass, and then next turn hopefully to be in a good spot to drop a wall 7, because playing wall 7s are the only ways he's gonna get out of this, I think. And meanwhile, we have new Hideout, brings in new Cyphers, so let's look at them really quick. This new Hideout, when she enters the field, you can search, whoa, hold on. Hold on, Contaminated Flow. Time for the ban hammer. We got the best viewers? The best viewers? Best viewers, you say? Oh, why can't I ban hammer from here anymore? Hold on. I'm sure I can, right? Sure I can ban. I'll just go on to Twitch. Don't click the link, obviously, although there's not a link, because that's how we do it. Alright, let's get in here. Go to the channel. Let's clean that up. Let's clean that up. Mods! Clean that up. Just kidding, we don't have any mods. We don't have any mods. I'm a one-man army. Banned. Get the fuck out of here! Oh, Lapras, though, with the tier 1. Thank you, Lapras. I appreciate you, brother. I see that you are highlighting that I have the Cactuars still full speed ahead here with the Christmas Cactuars. Yes, I will have to disable the Christmas Cactuar mode, so Enjoy them while they're still up. We're gonna have to retire them until next season. It's my favorite detective. Oh, brother, flattery will get you everywhere. How's it going? You got a case for me? You got a cold case for me? Let me go get my badge and gun. Step into my office, sir. Today we're solving the mystery of how the fuck is Greg gonna get out of this one? And I don't have any leads. I don't have any leads. What do you play for West Virginia? What's happening in West Virginia? Oh, we got Ifrit coming out, and looks like Ifrit is going to be swiftly met with an Amaterasu from hand from Richie's side of the table. One of the benefits of running the fire in the deck. Shipper. Oh, Pittsburgh, the Pittsburgh event, yeah. What do you play? I don't know. Final Fantasy. You play a good deck. You just play a good deck. That's all you gotta do. Girugamesh coming down here. Doesn't matter what deck you play as long as you get that sweet playmat. Dude, you guys... I can't believe people actually like that playmat art. But, you know what? To each their own, dude. It makes it easier for me to sell it. Alright, so we've got an Ifrit standing all alone here on an empty battlefield, wondering where all of his friends and allies are. He looks to his left, he looks to his right, and he finds a Squall throwing an ice cube at him. Ifrit is dull frozen from Squall entering the field, and now the relentless assault will begin. The Emperor attacks, Gilgamesh attacks, Cypher attacks, Renoa attacks, Terra attacks, Hidea attacks, and it's good game, dude. This Final Fantasy VIII build is cooking, Richie. Very cool. Alright, switching tables. Vanadiel. Vanadiel. Alright. Table 1 is done. Table 2 is still going? Look at that, dude. Maybe we had it right that this is this would have been a sick one to watch. Live in game here. Oh, it's getting wild in here. Alright, hold on. Let's get this game up on the screen. What the heck? We've got, first of all, we've got Navi Goblin out here, which is one of my absolute favorites. I love seeing a good Navi Goblin sighting. Gonna wrap him on the head with his little cane. Get a little bop on the noggin with a stick. Did he steal his Susano? That's funny. Uses his opponent's Susano to get him. Looks like a grandma bun on the Gabi. Oh, that's kind of funny. Yeah, the top. That's funny. Like the top of his bag does almost look like it's like a hair bun coming out of the back of his helmet. That's funny. Yeah, that's the top of his knapsack there. Bahamut, dude, guy got a little fucked up neck problem. I'm gonna go ahead and escort Susano to the break zone, or to the RFG actually. If you can't have him, if I can't have him, nobody can have him. And nobody can. What do we got coming out? Machina swinging. Got that drill sword. He's ready to just get some work done around the house. I love this this Furion, by the way. This Limit Break Furion is sick. When he enters the field, you choose 3 fire backups, 1 backups, and activate them. Then you look at the top 3 cards of the deck, add 1 to your hand. So it's like very cool card to just improve the quality of the next thing you're gonna do. And he gives you the CP back to do it. What a nice guy. We don't deserve him, frankly. Man. It's funny how, like I said earlier, Anthony made the name of his room on Octagon. Sorry, Chris, I'm playing Fire. But, here we are, you know, and they're kind of going, like, I mean, it's not looking great for Chris, but they are going toe-to-toe. You know, the limit break is flipped in such a way that Leonis number 2 isn't going to happen here. Dude, we're playing the new Summoner Forge from Opus 21. I say new, he's not that new. When Summoner enters the field, you may search for Wind Summon added to your hand. When you cast a summon, he gains +2 to the other power. It's really just a forward that searches for a Wind Summon. It really is just a good turn extender there, huh? Yeah, it's interesting to think about. A forward that searches for a summon. So Mono Wind is, you know, he's got 4 cards in his hand, 2 Chocolate counters up, and an Evray to use. He's got his opponent's Goblin and the Terra. Now the Terra is really interesting because this has got to be crazy here, right? When he enters the field, you choose to summon in your break zone and add it to your hand, and it's reduced by 2. I mean, I know it can't be 0. I guess it's maybe not as crazy for Wind because everything's either 1 or 2 already. Like, adding the Chocobo back to your hand but it's still really good to add a thing back to your hand. Like, the same reason they're playing Lulu is like such a crazy card in this deck. You can play the Chocobo, or not the Chocobo, sorry, you can play the Terra, get back a Chocobo. There's a Chocobo in here somewhere, I assume. Wait, I don't see a Chocobo. I don't see the weird pink bird. There's one. I don't see any in the discard pile. I know you guys can't see the discard pile. Hold on. That's not making it so you can see the discard pile either. Well, trust me, there's no Chocobo in the discard pile. There's one in the damage. So there's probably one in his hand. But the thing that's weird is he's got 6 cards left in his deck. Like, he also can't draw out. Or things are going to be bad. Wait, what did we do first? Oh, we used Chocolate and then Evray. Why is Evray sideways? Chocolate still has 2 counters on it. I'm confused. Did she have 4 counters on her? Yeah, I guess so. I guess she had 4 counters. So he's gonna play Terra. He's gonna actually add a Sura back to his hand. So far, Terra is the first and only card that we have played. The Goblin is another 1 CP cast, which would be nice. Yeah, because he has to cast to get to 7 and also not draw out his whole deck because he can't win this turn. So he needs like to be able to do all this stuff and present a field that can win when he draws 2 cards at the beginning of his next turn, which means everything that he does here can only possibly draw 4 cards. And that's scary when things like Chocobo and Luso are part of what you're trying to do. Now you don't need a 7 cast Luso. The only thing on the other side of the table is this Machina. You do need a plan to deal with him. You can't interact with the Goblin right now. It's a tough one. I mean, I'm sure Rush has got a lot of lines, and some of them have this weird third rail, right? It's like scary. Oops! All of a sudden, you lose because you drew too many cards with your little combo chain. Whoa! Mr. Chocobo Joe with the shouting Snugsy, dude. Thank you so much, Mr. Joe. I appreciate you. Look at this 65er. 59-month streak. Joe, we're old, brother. Cheers to that, man. Thank you very much for your support. I love you dearly. And thank you so much, guys. For everybody who doesn't know, let me tell you, you want to get the best Final Fantasy themed Christmas card ever. You get a Christmas card from Chocobo Joe's household, dude. I want to give. I know Joe's probably got a little bit of input, dude. Want to give, of course, want to give Sarah all the credit. Joe, I'm sure, has all kinds of creative input, but man, the two of these absolute creative geniuses putting together, like, you know, when the Christmas card's so good that you got it on your bulletin board all year long, that's when it's good. We've got a Cloud snowboarding outside of the Icicle Inn this year, and the Cloud actually snowboards on the snow. I mean, we're talking 10 out of 10 holiday cheer, dude. Absolutely incredible. He helps with the details, but it's almost all her. Yeah. See, I know I'll tell you, she's creative. Tell Hazel I miss her, dude. I need to see that Terror fishing something up in Vanadil sometime soon. Alright. This game is finally coming to the head. We've got the we've got the sexy Sephiroth song playing. Hold on. I feel like I gotta turn this down. Maybe it's not as loud for you guys as it feels for me. Probably not. It doesn't look like it is. I'll leave it. Yeah, it looks like we're all showing each other everything we've got. I think they're talking it through. I think it's doomed. I think he's just like, yeah, I don't think there's any way I can win this one. You know, he's got the Dryad, Fina. He's saying, yeah, I'll blow your thing up with Bahamut. I'll blow your thing up with Salamander. I'll blow your thing up with Human. I'll blow your thing up with Goblin. Which way would you like me to blow your thing up? So, it looks like they're just talking through this one. Fire does have, you know, just that very particularly a powerful matchup against Wind. It's able to cheaply remove Wind's threats and forwards, and when Wind is trying to do things like react to or reuse their forwards, like they're using Chocobo and they're going to replay a Luso, they're going to loop a Lulu, they're going to do things like that. It's like Amaterasu is good against them, and the removal is good against them. So it's like you can Amaterasu the Luso, then they go to Chocobo the Luso, and then you 1CP Ifrit on top of that and just kill the Luso and ruin all the plans, you know? So just kind of naturally the counter to Mono Wind. But Mono Fire, not a deck you really see a ton of. So it's interesting that they ran into each other here tonight. But Mono Fire is the one that moves on. In the results, oh, I see we've got one drop there from Kurt. Hey Kurt, it's no worries, brother. I hope you're feeling better. Alright, let's go ahead and get the final paired. Let's get the final paired. There's minor slappage here, though. So we actually might have all of the results in for this round, so let's go right to pairing the next one. What song is this? Some kind of insane rendition of the Sephiroth song, man. It's just what I do. I just go on YouTube and I type in Final Fantasy Jazz, and then I just pick one of these random YouTube videos. So this is like some city pop one, and this lady is now scatting over the Sephiroth song. Let's see, table 1, 7-4 Richie over Greg. Sephiroth. Table 2, Anthony 7-5 over Chris. Yeah, not to give away my secret, guys, but I just I go on YouTube and I type in like Final Fantasy music, and I click a video that looks like it's one that we haven't listened to every day. Table 3, June 7, Brandon 0. Table 4, Logan 7, Kurt 0. I figure as long as I'm picking like jazz and remix stuff, we won't get clipped by the auto crawlers for the DMCAs, and so far so good. So it's worked for 300 something events. All right, we'll go to the next round. Let me just get that drop in for Kurt, and then this is our final round tonight, folks. Apologies to Brendan for getting the old bye there, but I'll tell you what, Brendan, if Brian is still around, maybe he'd want to play a game. Alright, pairings going up. Oh, this key part, dude. Do this. Can I drop the? Oh yeah, sure. I could send it to you. You could if you just type in Final Fantasy VII City Pop, it's like Tifa sitting on a. It's like that art of her looking at the night sky. Like I can see here in like a minute. Or you can type in the secret code and find the name of this video. Okay, pairings are up for the final round. That's done. That's set. It's closed. Get that over here. Close this. All right. So what is our top 2 table here tonight? It is going to be Final Fantasy VIII versus Mono Fire. How about that? So we've got Richie's Fire, Wind, Lightning Final Fantasy VIII deck, taking full advantage of the full element spread on the new Terra, which I really love. I think the art on that card is so cool, and I love that Richie's playing some interesting different decks trying to make her work. Obviously it's working out here tonight. And then Anthony playing his tried and true Mono Fire, a couple modern tweaks, but absolutely still just a solid killer deck. Very consistent game plan. A lot of fun to play. I remember he had sent me a version of this a while back and just said it was literally something like, if you're looking for something else to play in the off season or something, or like before World or before, I don't remember when it was, Anthony, but you just sent me the link. You were like, this is fun, you should play it if you're looking for something different. And I put that together and played it at locals for like a couple weeks. It was a lot of fun, man. It was a lot of fun to play. I just like decks with Terra in them, dude. I'm a Final Fantasy VI sucker, you know. Can you blame me? We like what we like. Alright. Final Fantasy 11 and Final Fantasy 6. Of course, there's no Final Fantasy 6 cards in my Dancers deck, but you guys know how I feel about the 11 stuff too. Alright. The finals should be coming up here. We're ready. Let's jump in. Looks like it's open. Oh, they're underway, dude. I thought I must have not refreshed my thing. Let's go live in the game here. They're cooking. They're well underway. All right. We're 3 backups deep, and a Susano, is that in play? No, we searched. Oh no, okay. Oh, he was showing him his hand, and Zidane was selecting a thing. Okay. Sorry, we just got here. Okay, so we have Anthony on the left. RBX Sire, how's it going, brother? Happy New Year. My Christmas break was excellent. Thank you so much. I hope that you had a wonderful one with the family, all the kids. It had to be a ton of fun. I know you were saying you had, you were telling us about what you had already for them for the big gift, man. Fun stuff. Yeah, it's been great for me. I have, you know, I love being here and doing this stuff with you guys. A break from all of the different types of work I have to do is always nice. There's always the, you know, it comes with its own travel stresses and stuff like that. But all in all, man, it's always nice to take a break and visit family and just do like the holiday thing. It's a good mental reset. Alright, so we've got Richie. Dude, speaking of our Aussie friends in chat here, we've got our Aussie friends in finals. Richie representing from all the way around the world here, playing against Anthony. Just one of the wonderful things that you get to experience here in the weekly, and one of the things that we love about our online locals. Getting a jam with people you normally wouldn't get to play. We get to see games we normally wouldn't get to see. The kids got to switch too. If by kids you mean dad gets to play it too, that's a bonus. That's right. That's right. When the kids go to bed, it's dad time. But that had to be great, man. They're like those Christmases, like the new console Christmas was such a crazy Christmas. Such a crazy Christmas. Yeah, Richie is on Cat 8. I mean, I'll tell you, I haven't seen this build of his yet, and I love it. He's got this lightning, fire, and wind build. Oh, I remember this. Hold on. The cloud song one. We skipped this one. All right, there we go. We'll skip the cloud song. Yeah, so Richie's got this 3-element deck, but it's actually, I mean, obviously Renoa is in here because you can play her for free or, you know, off color with Sid Kramer out. But he is playing this build that basically says no to ice and only plays the light squall, but then is taking kind of full advantage of the element combo in the fact that he's playing things like this Zidane, he's playing Cloud, he's just playing like these really powerful payoff cards around the FF8 cards, and I love that. That's really neat to see. And he's playing, of course, the new Terra, which is a card I like a lot. So he's going to attack with Zidane, he's going to remove Terra from the game, we're going to draw another card to replace it. We're up to 2 damage here, both players racing to get those backups set up. Richie has the Zidane follow-up with the Susanna pretty good to just go ahead and pluck the best plays out of Anthony's hand, especially when Anthony is running such a lean forward count in the deck, and he's looking to recur those things again with Montleonis. Because he has so few forwards and targets for the Montleonis, Richie can actually interact with them in a really, really powerful way. I mean, Richie's got the Gilgamesh Limit Break, he's got the Irvine in the deck, and he's got the Zidane that can take the stuff out of the hand. His ability to remove those targets with, you know, he doesn't have a full mass removal like a Mist Dragon. He's got some targeted removal, but even that works perfectly when there's so few targets for that removal that Anthony is trying to protect in the break zone. So it kind of makes the effectiveness of those abilities so much higher than it typically is. Then Raijin's going to come down here. 5th backup, locked and loaded. We also have the Cypher power online. Cypher will have haste whenever he comes down. We may even be seeing one here. Richie is actually considering whether it is worth playing anything out here. Or I mean, I'm sure he's going to play something up, but whether he's playing this out makes sense. He's looking at Anthony's board. He's looking at Anthony's hand. He's figuring he might have a 1 CP Ifrit in the hand, right? He can just kind of cook the Cypher if he plays it here. He is pitching Cypher and Amaterasu and going for the Onion Knight. So let's talk about this. When Onion Knight... so first, when he leaves the field, you may play a category Dissidia Final Fantasy forward 4 or less from your hand onto the field dull. You can at any time put him in the break zone to choose the forward 4 or less and break it. So what's interesting about the Onion Knight is Onion Knight is going to do all of this shit on our opponent's turn, right? Like, we're going to maybe block with him, then we're going to crack him to shoot a guy, then we're going to play Dissidia Final Fantasy forward a 4 or less from our hand on the field. So now, the question is, Dissidia Final Fantasy forward. What could be played right here from the deck? You see these little guys who've got the Dissidia Final Fantasy Opera Omnia, rest in peace, art on the cards, like Fujin Raijin. I don't think there's any forwards of that art in this deck. We do, of course, have things like the Zidane that we just saw. The Firewind Zidane is Dissidia Final Fantasy Opera Omnia. As we pick through here, the new Cypher is not... Oh, Zande's in this deck too? Oh my goodness. Lulu, of course, yes. She's got that same Dissidia Final Fantasy Opera Omnia art. She was not a great character in that game. Fujin was. Raijin was not. Ifrit, we're going to cook Onion Knight here. The Renoa and the Squall should be DFF. Ah, yes, the Renoa is definitely... She is, she's the, like, box art one, right? She's, like, the poster art. And then we've got the Squall, who is the, like, Kingdom Hearts looking Squall, and he's in that costume, so I think that means he is Dissidia Final Fantasy as well. Thank you, Chocobo Joe, with the lore drop. He knows which ones are DFF. Yeah, she is right there. We see her, Dissidia Final Fantasy. And of course you got the Zidane looking back at it, dude. Hitsuna, man, finally saying goodbye. But pretty cool, he's looking to do like freelance stuff. I'm kind of excited to see like what he does when he just decides to be creative and weird and wild after 25 years working on the same stuff, you know? Alright, we're gonna go ahead and activate a Phoenix here. You're not quite Phoenix. Get in there. Oh, the Zell, dude, the wind up and the Combat King. Of course, we've got 4 more Category 8 characters. It's going to be 9,000 damage, and we're just going to go ahead and plop it all on the Phoenix. Pretty good. And alright, Terra comes down. Now she reveals 2 lightning cards, so we only get 1 of those. That's the kind of shit that I see when I play Terra. At least she still just adds a card. And when we play the Cypher, we're going to be able to kill the Zidane. Zidane's getting the stained glass treatment. Back of his head. Dude, I would love like a big Final Fantasy stained glass. Dude, like an actual stained glass piece of the stuff like they made for the waltzes. Because I know that now they're doing all the different characters in that thing, but like those first 3 waltzes. Cool, cool, cool. Yeah, that Zidane is gonna be fire, right? I think. Been a minute since we've had a fire Zidane. The new spoiler, yeah. Been a minute since we've had a fire Zidane. Is it the back of his head? I like looked at it for 1 second. I thought it was him standing looking to the side. So, funny little interaction from the folks here, right? Like, he goes, plays as Zidane and sees the Mont Blanc in the mutant hand, says, I don't know if I should go for the deck out too. And they both just start laughing. He's like, yeah, maybe actually I should be decking you. I don't know, maybe I should leave this stuff in your hand. Maybe I should try to deck you because I have Zidane, but hard to say. We'll see if that's where we get to. Vincent gonna go ahead and just cook. He's cooking. Mont Blanc is gonna just delete Terra. We're playing. Oh, we play. This is a classic. I do love. So this is one of the things I love about this element combination. You get to do the Aerith Limit Break for Cloud play, and it just feels so good. We're gonna Aerith Limit Break, search for a card named Cloud. Cloud is reduced by 2 because we had the Aerith, so he only has to pay 4. Then Cloud comes in. We're only gonna be able to kill one of these guys. We're probably gonna leave the Susano and kill the Vincent. No, we're killing the Susanos. I guess you could play a second Vincent potentially, but oh, it is super interesting to play this in Mono Fire because he has the Zidanes. Ooh, the Salamander. Yeah, we're gonna finish everybody there. Just clear the board. Vincent's gonna attack here. Pass it back to Richie. Alright, Richie needs to remove both of these forwards. Because Mono Fire is going to be able to remove his blockers, man. Oh, and we did not. We were able to just remove a Salamander. I think we are cooked. I think we're super fucked. Yeah, Ifrit on the Irvine. Turn these 2 forward sideways, and we'll call that one a day, huh? That's going to be 6 and 7. Yeah, Selfie EX a little bit too late. Dude, I really did love this this Final Fantasy VIII deck. I feel like we didn't really. He got set up pretty well, and then we saw very few payoffs. Like he just kept. Yeah, he said drew back. As I was saying, he kept drawing like no action. Didn't really get to see like some of the same interaction. Last game, I feel like we got to see a lot of the power forwards just doing their thing. This game, he got set up really fast, and it feels like it just never really came together for him. But yeah, they're both just laughing about Zidane, man. Just yeah, pretty much all these different versions of Zidane, and they're all nasty, man. And I'm interested to see what they're going to do with that new stained glass one too. But congratulations to Anthony for taking it this week with Mono Fire. Mono Fire, let me tell you, what did we see? We saw this new Furion. Did we see any other new cards in this Mono Fire deck? I'm just curious. I'm not judging. Oh, he already left. And this guy's a cool ad. He's a cool ad. Alright guys, well, thank you so much for tuning in this week. Congratulations again to Anthony for taking it with Mono Fire, and to Richie, our runner-up here, with this fun Final Fantasy VIII deck. Happy to see some people joining us back this year. Welcome back, Chris. Happy to see all of you guys again after we are back after 2 weeks away. So welcome back. Happy New Year. And we're going to have a fun one in 2026, guys. All kinds of interesting things ahead this year. Well, thank you so much for tuning in. We'll be back next week, same time, same channel. You know the place. Until then, bye-bye. Toodles. Ta-ta. Bye-bye. Bye-bye.